And thank you for gathering your team together today. Thank you, too, for letting me take a few minutes of your time. I am really looking forward to the chance to be together again in person at the Appreciative Summits in May and June. But in the meantime, we have to continue to be together virtually. So thank you for taking this time to meet together and to let me be part of that conversation. I want to start today by devoting my time with you to celebrate you. For 2 years, we have walked by your side as you navigated all the twists and turns of educating children during a pandemic. It took perseverance, but you stayed focused and kept students at the forefront as you took each day as it came. You helped each other and your school be who your students needed you to be, so your students could also persevere, learn, and grow, even in rough terrain. You also put your shared commitment and our appreciative, strengths-based, and growth-focused approach to the test. 2 years into our journey, you are proof that this approach leads to discovery and to growth. We invite you to lift up those discoveries and celebrate that growth wherever and however they have happened for you. We also want to take this opportunity to thank you for opening your schools to us, for trusting us and letting our facilitators walk alongside you, and for opening yourselves to new ways of thinking about educating all students well. We hope you've come to appreciate how the high impact leadership principles and practices foster a growth culture for you and your students. Our mission has been to help you bring forth your best so you can grow and make your best even better. With HIL, we look beyond where we are going and focus more on where we are growing. That's because HIL School Renewal is about continuous learning, growth, and adaptation in order to meet the changing circumstances and unique needs of students in every school. The HIL approach starts by honoring the fact that everyone and everything grows in its own way and in its own time. We believe that given sufficient time, safety, support, and evidence-based practices, we can grow successful learners and schools regardless of where we must start and what circumstances we need to accommodate. With the HIL process, we develop a clear-eyed understanding of where we must start, what we can build on, and how we will nurture and tend what we have in strengths and assets so that we are fostering continuous growth. Through the HIL process, we courageously aspire to a vision of full success. Then, using as many cycles of school renewal as needed, we systematically grow towards that vision, celebrating every stage of growth along the way. HIL is about working together to ensure that every student and every adult has what they need to learn, grow, and thrive. If we use time-lapse photography, we can actually see increments of growth over time in all of nature. Just like in nature, in using short cycles of school renewal, we can also track increments of growth in student learning, adult practice, and school conditions. As illustrated in this graphic, we set growth targets for each school renewal cycle and use the new growth to support the next level of growth until we reach the desired state that we want to achieve for student success. Your school teams and facilitators have been working your way through your first renewal cycle. We took it slow so you could learn your way into the school renewal process. Now we invite you to stand back and reflect on just where and how you have experienced that growth. A little over 2 years ago, we began a journey together. What has that journey been about? Was it about literacy? Yes, it was all about laser focus on implementing evidence-based literacy practices. Was it about leadership? Yes, it was all about implementing the evidence-based leadership practices that build school renewal motivation and capacity. Was it about adaptation? Yes, and COVID stepped right in to make sure of it. Ultimately, however, it was about becoming a self-renewing school where the motivation and capacity to achieve any student success goal, given time, persistent, and sufficient cycles of school renewal, is realistic. So, today, we invite you to reflect on and celebrate where and how you have grown literacy practice and achieved targets for student literacy growth. We also invite you to notice and celebrate where and how you've grown leadership practices that support your school's positive core, collective ownership, evidence-based decisions, and organizational learning. So additionally, today we're inviting you to recognize and celebrate where and how you have grown in your use of the school renewal cycle to achieve short-term growth targets that add up to and build toward long-term gains and goals. And please go one step farther. Go that next step to recognize and celebrate where and how you used the HIL principles and practices to shape the way your school adapted to the pandemic and other circumstances that challenged business as usual. This is extremely important because business as usual wasn't getting us where we want to go and what we want to achieve in student success and equity of student success for all students. So let's celebrate how we use the HIL principles and practices to reshape the way we do the work of school and achieve greater results for students. Finally, we urge you to add up all these areas of growth. Together, they will tell you so much about the progress you have already made in becoming a self-renewing school, a school where all students can grow and thrive. In the months ahead, please keep tracking and celebrating your growth. When we come together for the Appreciative Summit in May or June, you will be ready to use your cumulative growth. You'll use it to chart a course for the next leg of your school renewal journey. In the meantime, please remember to give yourself credit for real growth, however small, and hold on to the faith and courage you will need to keep pursuing your dream of success. And remember, growth starts slowly, then accelerates as we build strengths and assets. This is true for all adaptive or transformative change. The first increments of growth require the greatest exercise of effort, but each cycle of growth accelerates the growth process. Most people abandon transformative change and change initiatives in early stages. They do that because they don't know the secret of acceleration. Those who persist through the slow early stages of growth are rewarded with greater gains over time. This is because each cycle of growth builds new strengths and new assets upon which to achieve the next level of growth. The secret of acceleration is the persistence to stay the course until each growth target is fully achieved and sustained. So, in closing, thank you for allowing me to spend a few minutes with you. I hope today's time together gives you a well-deserved chance to recognize and celebrate the growth that will take you forward on your journey to becoming a self-renewing school. Please remember to select the date that is best for you for the May or June Appreciative Summit and look forward to further information. I'm sure that will be a great day for you and your team, a day of celebration, a day of mapping your journey to go forward, and a day to think about how you will take what you've learned together and with your facilitator with the HIL School Renewal principles and practices and move them into the way you build school success in years to come. Again, thank you and have a great and wonderful summit